at 7 p.m. Roll call, please, Mrs. Iger.
Ms. Joy Beers? Present. Mr. Richard Beltz?
Here.
Mr. David Bradley?
Here.
Mr. Stephen Holland?
Here.
Mrs. Gail Mahalik? Here. Mrs. Rita Spinelli?
Here.
Mr. Wayne Wentz?
Here.
Mr. Andrew Yenser?
Here.
Mr. Larry Stern?
Here.
All present.
Just as a notice, we did have an executive session earlier concerning personnel and the superintendent evaluation. Reminder to board members, please remember to use your microphones and minimize your personal cell phone usage during our meeting. Two items, there are no presentations this evening. There's 2 items for public comment on the agenda. First one will be Mr. David Bradley.
Thank you. Is this on? Nope. You can hear it good. Okay, I submitted a letter to the press, the board, the administration, and citizens. If you didn't get a copy, you're welcome to have one. It outlines the waste and proposed consumption of tax dollars to comply with the law that's on the agenda. As stated in the letter, I'm offering to inspect the records and sign an agreement not to disclose, blocking our solicitor from using fear to extract additional services from the district. Transparency is only costly when administered by obstructionists. This board also, on new business or on the old business side, this board needs to properly advertise Franklin and Dayton. Still, we need to winterize those buildings and control their contents. This district needs to answer why they hired an outside firm without board approval. We also, as a board,
I think that's not pertaining to
under new business, it's all on your agenda. So we also had
it wasn't specified on the
look at it,
first of the floor.
look at it again. Why are you, I'll wait, you can
Go
look.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, look, see what it says.
Okay, H.
There you go, and
XI, thank you.
XII is new business, thank you. Okay, also, we had a meeting, last board meeting, we were talking about reviewing the student handbook, and my understanding is that it's been scheduled, but many of the board members didn't know the scheduled date, and in my opinion, I think maybe we should robocall it to make sure we get as much participation as possible, rather than the least amount of participation from our community of students, parents, and citizens. Thank you.
Next on courtesy of the floor is Barbara Bose.
I'm going to be speaking on item H, which is the agenda item, the motion to appeal the Office of Open Records decision. Obviously, the Office of Open Records understands that the only thing that would be needed to comply with state or federal law would be redaction of emails when necessary. It's a shame that the board didn't decide to take the Office of Open Records offer a free training for the right to know officer, because a lot of this could be avoided, and certainly anything that was questionable could be sent to the solicitor. And it seems that, you know, it just is what it is. However, I also filed a right to know, and it was granted. And I found it very interesting because I was very specific in what I wanted. It says, please email copies of advertisements for the public auction of Mahoning and East Penn Elementary Schools, including where and when advertised, publications including legal newspaper, and where handbills were posted. What I found most notable is it was not advertised in the Carbon County Law Journal, which is a requirement in section 707 of the school code. It also, they gave me every location of where the handbills were posted, and none are mentioned being posted at the schools themselves, which is also another requirement of the law. I did a search of the Carbon County Law Journal. I couldn't find anything. I searched it 10 different ways. I used Lehighton Area School District, Lehighton, I used public auction, I used public sale, I did everything I could for the month of October, which is when they would have been advertised. There's nothing there that I could find. And it certainly seems that this was missed. And to me, it's a big issue. Now, if this information is available, I did request it, I didn't receive it, am I right to know? So it seems to me it's either the right to know officer made a mistake and didn't provide all the information, or mistakes were made and it was not advertised properly. I don't expect that you would know that, Mr. Cleaver. I would assume the solicitor would know it would have to be advertised there.
I'd have to go back and research.
It says here, 707, sale of unused and unnecessary lands by public auction, either on the premises to be sold or at places selected by the school board after due notice by publication in one or more newspapers of general circulation published within the county or the school district, and in the legal newspaper in said county, if any, which we do have one, once a week for 3 successive weeks before the date fixed for said sales, and by handbills, one or more of which must be posted on the property proposed to be sold, and at least 5 of which must be posted at conspicuous places within the vicinity of said real estate. And I do have pictures of all the ones that were posted on bulletin boards. I have a list of where they were posted, etc. East Penn Township postings were United States Post Office, East Penn Township Municipal Building, Riverview Park, Northside Heights, East Penn Township Playground Building, East Penn Township Social Halls, and this was all on their bulletin boards. Mahoning Township Municipal Building, Heinzelman's Market, Mahoning Valley Fire Company, telephone pole, Mahoning Valley Ambulance Company, telephone pole, and giant Lehighton bulletin board. But I question the not being advertised in the legal newspaper. Thank you.
Mr. Schwab, did we review the school code prior to advertising this?
I don't believe I am supposed to answer any one particular director. If the majority of the board wishes me to respond, I will. I don't do the advertisement for the school district.
My question is, did we review the law prior to advertising these schools?
If the board wishes me to answer, and 5 members of the board wish me to answer, I'll be more than happy to.
You got me? I would like to know.
I obviously asked, I'd like to know.
Was it reviewed? Yes, it was. I do not take care of the advertisement for the school district. The only part of the postings that were done were the postings at the tenant properties. The postings at the school were done through the district. I don't do the advertisement, never have, don't do the advertisements for the law journal. That would be through the business office.
But we oversee it through our board. So our board's supposed to oversee it, oversee the administration.
I don't check every ad that this district
I didn't
publishes.
think you should. I'm asking.
Because then I'd be spending more money. Again, I can only tell the business office where they're supposed to advertise. I don't follow up because I don't have direct supervision on the business office to see if they have. It was reviewed. It was advised to them about the advertisements. I know, for example, because I saw it at Mahoning and I saw it at East Penn, both those schools were posted, but my office didn't do it, so we don't have certifications. At least, I don't know if the district does.
Your office did some of the postings though? Or not?
Only the postings to the 10 locations.
Posting to 10 locations. So your guy went out and put them up and,
Well, it's a woman, but yes.
whatever, your person. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Your person put them up and then you recorded where you put them or whatever.
Photos, yes.
You took a photo. And then, if my understanding is correct, school code code, section 707, says that the board is responsible to make sure that this did take place. And they are there for oversight to ensure, because we do have the time as volunteers to make sure this happens, correct? It's our responsibility.
I don't necessarily believe your interpretation of the code.
Well,
And I'm
you
not,
mean we didn't advertise it properly, or you think we did?
well, as far as I know, we have a room with about 15, 20 people here. That would indicate that there are a lot of people here, it was advertised properly, but you're asking me to say what the business office may or may not have done. I can't tell you if they advertised. That's, I can only ask, did you advertise? That's all I can do, sir.
But I'm saying it's the board's responsibility to make sure we meet the code of 707 and oversee our district, that they did their job. We do have that responsibility as a board.
I don't know if I go that you're going to micromanage. I don't believe any board should be micromanaging the administration. Now, if you ask me, is the administration responsible? Yes. I don't necessarily know that the board has to see everything that goes on and micromanage. I don't believe that's your function.
My question would be, is Barb's reading of the code correct? And were the schools to be advertised in this law journal?
I have not read that section
Okay.
or the case law, because frequently the case law changes with me. We've had that before, where the case law is black and white, and then there's a court case that says you can't do that, or that's not mandatory.
Okay,
So, and I just have not researched it.
right. I mean, that's the thing I would want to know, is just, did we comply with the law or not as a district?
I know we did with the postings because my office took care of that. The rest of it, I can't tell you. I've never investigated it other than ask, was it done? And as I say, even though Barb said it wasn't posted at the schools, I had visited the schools and I had seen them on the front door. So I know they were there, and I know the district was doing it.
What I said is I didn't receive proof that they were.
I can't
It
tell you.
wasn't in the
if
right
there's-
to know, it wasn't in the,
If there's no document, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, we didn't take pictures of the ones like he did at the
well,
building.
which is fine, but it could have been put in there that it was posted at each of the schools.
But if they don't have a document, they don't produce it. That doesn't mean it wasn't done, it just means they don't have the document. If they didn't pay, for example, the Carbon County Law Journal, and that's a requirement, and if that would be a requirement, we may not have any document proving that it was done.
Well, neither does the law journal, because it's not in there.
If we don't pay it, we don't get the benefit of it. That's a bar association function.
Well, I can show you the letter.
I'm not saying.
No, I just want you to understand this. This is what was sent to the Times News. I got this in my right to know.
I can't tell you, I've never looked at it, and I'm not going to research it at a public meeting.
No, it just says, and it's from Jonathan Kleber to the Times News. I just wanted you to see that.
Okay, that's what it says, and there could be another one that says it goes to Carbon County Law Journal. I don't know. It might not have been found. I can't tell you that sitting here, because I wasn't responsible for it.
Are we doing this properly? Can we review section 707 and make sure that Franklin and Shell David are legally advertised for sale? And we should do that soon, I would hope.
Well, it all depends, you haven't decided as a board yet how you're going to sell it. I mean, are you going to sell it as a private sale through a realtor or an auction? There are two different procedures we have to follow, and until the board decides how they're going to sell it, I can review the law, but it's not going to do any good until we know which way you're going, and that's a board decision. If you want to have a realtor sell it, that's fine, do a private sale. We need another appraisal. We'll actually need two appraisals because the current appraisal includes the Franklin Athletic Association property. So we have to have that one redone, and we would need a second one if you're doing a private sale. If we're doing an auction, we don't need the same appraisal. It's considered that the auction and the appraisal, we don't even need an appraisal for an auction. It's good, but it's for the board's consideration to set a reserve. But the law doesn't require appraisal for an auction.
Can I say something? The law states it has to be in a legal newspaper. What's the definition of legal newspaper. I was always under this understanding that it's available to the public, which a law journal is only available to lawyers and whatever. So we always publish things in the local paper, not an illegal newspaper to me would be publishing it in the school news, a 10th grade newsletter or something like that. That doesn't go available to the public. So we published it in the local newspaper, which to me is a legal newspaper.
Which it says that you need to do that, it has to be.
And I think
general
we supplied that with you,
But
the
it
notice
also
advertising.
states, and the legal newspaper.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, what is the legal newspaper?
There are only two real legal newspapers in the state, one in Allegheny County and one in Philadelphia County. We have journals all over the state. Now, is that a newspaper? I have no idea what a court determined is a newspaper. It sounds strange. But a journal or a register or a recording, I can't tell you, I haven't done the research. And as I said, there is, one in Philadelphia that's a newspaper that's published daily, one in Pittsburgh that I believe is every other day.
Well, Carbon County has a legal newspaper, it's the Carbon County Bullet Journal, and it
That
is
may not
published
be a
weekly.
newspaper, ma'am. It's a journal. It's not a newspaper necessarily.
I actually discussed it with an attorney, and they say it is in newspaper format, and it is published weekly.
It is not in the newspaper format, ma'am. I can tell you that. It is not, having been former executive director of the Bar Association, it is not in newspaper format.
Well, then I got four of those.
It's a pamphlet is how it's set up, as though you would buy a magazine or something of that nature.
I'll see if I can find out who the legislature is.
Okay, thank you. On the communications, superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you. We're preparing. Thank you. Just a reminder for everyone to turn the microphones. We're preparing the buildings for staff this week, and we welcome the students on September 4th. I'd like to thank our staff for working so diligently on cleaning and preparing all the buildings. In addition, a special thank you to the teachers and their patrons as we moved all our supplies into the elementaries. We received a letter from Franklin Township on August 22nd notifying us that they are moving forward with the subdivision proposal. They have contracted with Carbon Engineering to complete the process. Once this is complete, they will forward the information to the district. Over the past month, we've had 4 administrators and our school police officers become certified ALICE instructors. As certified instructors, we are now able to provide training to our entire